Hey, welcome back to Daily Hope. Today we are giving an overview and a Bible verse from the final book of the Old Testament. Look where we are in our Bible. We're more than halfway through. A lot of that study notes in the back. So we're quite a bit of the way through. Malachi lived about 430 years before Jesus came and was born in Bethlehem. Malachi would have followed Nehemiah, who we mentioned yesterday. So God used one generation to rebuild the temple, and then about 100 years, God used Nehemiah to rebuild the walls around Jerusalem. About 15 years after Nehemiah and the people of God rebuilt Jerusalem, Malachi became a prophet. And a really interesting theme here, sinful priests. So you had bad spiritual leadership, sinful people. That's a theme through history. The faithful few. Okay, we see all of these in our world right now. Sinful spiritual leaders, absolutely. Sinful people, we see it everywhere, even among, quote, believers. The faithful few. Let's just determine we're going to be those faithful few. Now stick around because I'm about to read the thematic verse, but first I want to read a little bit of this summary from the Life Application Study Bible, and I want you to think not about 430 BC before Christ, but about right now in your life, in my life. May the Holy Spirit speak to us as we answer if this is true of us. Their relationship with God had become inconsequential, and it no longer affected the way they lived. Is your relationship with God actually affecting the way you live? If the answer is no, then you're actually in the category of the sinful people. If your answer is yes, my relationship with God, it affects what I watch, what I buy, what I do, what I say, where I go, who I am. If the answer is yes, my relationship with God affects the way I live, then you are part of the faithful few. If your relationship with God is becoming unimportant, you need to take stock of yourself by setting aside your sinful habits and putting the Lord first. We do this with our time. We do this with our money. We do this with our affection, with our conversation, with our friendships. And listen to this beautiful thematic verse. It's from Malachi 4, verses 1 and 2. The day of judgment is coming, burning like a furnace. This is probably referring to Jesus' second coming. But for you who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in his wings, and you will go free, leaping with joy. Fascinating, beautiful book of the Bible. That concludes the Old Testament. Join me tomorrow as we kick off the New Testament with the book of Matthew. I'll see you then.